So many new consoles, so many options, and yet so many questions. Should you buy a PlayStation 5 or any of the new Xbox consoles instead? What about buying a Nintendo Switch? Or, even better, a gaming PC? Are they a better deal than getting a PS5? Get ready, because today we're going to take a look at 10 reasons why you should buy a PlayStation 5 above anything else on the market.
Super players.
People often ignore the fact that PlayStation 5 is the only VR-capable console right now. Xbox doesn't have support for any VR headset, and for gaming PCs, you'll need a powerful PC plus the headset itself that would likely cost more than a console itself. The other alternatives would be a standalone device like the Oculus Quest 2, or in case you have a Nintendo Switch, then this thing. So yeah, PS5 is the only console currently supporting virtual reality. It supports both the old PSVR released for PS4 back in the days, and the new PSVR 2 announced, which will have inside-out tracking, so no more cameras or move controllers will be needed. Instead, the PSVR 2 will have a 4K resolution, eye tracking, HDR, and a new controller with DualSense features like adaptive triggers and haptic feedback, all going through a single USB-C cable, so no more cable mess. The PSVR 2 will set a new standard for high-fidelity VR experiences on consoles, and it's only available on the PlayStation 5. If you ever played with a PlayStation before, you will likely know that their user interface was always a step behind its competition. It was not as intuitive or fast as their Xbox counterpart. However, all of that has changed with a brand new gaming-focused experience designed exclusively for the new PlayStation 5 OS. This new interface is fast, elegant, and let's just say it looks pretty cool too. Now it is easier to find your friends, share captures, and even search for stuff in the PlayStation Store. Unfortunately, this gen Xbox still uses the old user interface from the previous generation, which is not bad at all, but doesn't feel as fresh as the PS5. The Nintendo Switch interface is fast, but lacks a lot of basic functionalities like text messaging. And regarding gaming PCs, well, they are just a bunch of different stores that all work and look different. So yeah, right now the best user interface is on the PlayStation 5. Sometimes it is not about what a console has, but instead what it does not have. In the case of the PlayStation 5, its controller does not have batteries. So when you finish playing with the console, you just have to connect the DualSense through USB-C and it will be charged for your next gaming session. Even better, you can use a DualSense dock from Sony or a third party and your controller will always be charged and beautifully displayed. Unfortunately, even on this gen, Xbox controllers still use batteries. Some may argue that this may be more convenient over battery degradation in the non-replaceable DualSense battery, but the truth is that having a controller that is easily chargeable is more convenient and a lot more friendly to the environment. Yeah, PlayStation still doesn't have a gaming service like Xbox Game Pass where you pay a monthly subscription fee and get access to hundreds of games. But it has something else. It's fair to say that if you want to play paid games online, you'll likely have a PlayStation Plus membership anyway. But now, that same subscription has a new benefit. That's right, that benefit is called the PS Plus Collection, and as its name implies, is a collection of some of the best PlayStation games ever. We're talking about more than 20 awesome games like God of War and The Last of Us, with more to come. Xbox just doesn't have something like this, where you get access to a collection of games paying only the subscription to play online. Nintendo Switch has something similar, but in a much smaller scope with simpler games like Tetris 99 or old-school games from retro consoles. So yeah, PlayStation 5 is the best way to get a ton of games only paying to play online. One of the other areas where PlayStation 5 is a clear winner is with its newly designed mobile app. Last gen, Xbox was ahead of Sony's console, but this year, things have definitely switched. The new PlayStation app is fast, fluid, and has the same design language as the console itself, so everything looks and feels familiar. Not only can you message friends and discover new games, but you can install games from the app and even manage the console storage from your mobile device. Unfortunately, the Xbox mobile app is the same one as last gen. Although functional, it's slow, it randomly crashes, and still has some bugs to fix. And regarding the Nintendo Switch app, well, just look at the app reviews. One of the most important reasons that you could have to buy a PlayStation 5 instead of everything else on the market is that you previously owned a PlayStation 4. See, the PS5 is backwards compatible with almost all PS4 games, so if you already have a ton of games you love, you can continue playing them on your new console. Also, all your subscriptions and friends that you currently have will keep working on the new console when you log in with your account, so you'll never feel like you have to start all over again getting your friends and your games together. Even if you haven't previously owned a PlayStation before, PlayStation 5 sells about twice as much as Xbox, and it's just barely passed by the Nintendo Switch, mostly due to the PS5's low stock above anything else. So chances are that most of the people that you know who play video games online will likely do it on a PlayStation 5. And yes, there are games like Fortnite and Apex, where crossplay is a thing, and you can play between PS5 consoles and other devices. But in the big picture, those are exceptions to the rule. So if you want to have faster matchmaking, bigger lobbies, a bigger community, and just more people to play with, go with PlayStation 5. One of the other major benefits the PlayStation 5 has over its competitors is the price. And yes, we know that due to low stock and scalpers, prices have skyrocketed to be double or even triple of what they should be, but if we go by MSRP pricing, the PS5, especially the digital version, is an awesome deal. For $399, you'll get a truly next-gen console, with 4K graphics and the amazing DualSense controller. In the Xbox world, the comparable console would be the Series X, which is $100 more. Although, yes, it does come with a disc drive. Another option would be a $300 Series S, which is still a next-gen console and $100 cheaper, but designed for a 1080p gaming experience, not 4K like a PlayStation 5. The other remaining alternative would be a Nintendo Switch for $300 too, which, yes, it has the benefit of being portable, but is also nowhere near as powerful and next-gen as a PlayStation 5. And for PC gaming, don't even think about it. Those $399 that you'll pay for a brand new PlayStation 5 will only get you an entry-level GPU at MSRP prices, let alone the rest of the hardware needed for the PC itself. So yeah, if you can find it at the MSRP price, nothing beats the power per dollar of the PlayStation 5. Nobody can deny that the most amazing aspect of the PlayStation 5 has to be its controller, the DualSense. It's a combination of years of continuous improvement over old PlayStation controllers. It has adaptive triggers that change resistance on your fingers, so, for example, shooting games can make every weapon feel unique, or let's say the triggers can simulate the throttle pedal resistance on a racing game. The haptic feedback provides not only strong vibrations, but also subtle sensations that make every little detail feel more real. And the touchpad, integrated speakers, and even microphones inside the controllers are just the cherry on top. This microphone-speaker duo lets you talk and hear your friends through the controller without the need of a headset. Of course, a headset will provide better audio, but this is a nice option to have available, and some single-player games also take advantage of it. Even without all those features, this controller feels a lot more premium than Xbox or Nintendo Switch controllers, and a lot of people don't even know that you can use it on PC or other devices. We even did a whole video of just the secrets of the DualSense controller that you guys loved, so you may want to go check that out to learn even more. So yeah, the DualSense is amazing, and is definitely one of the reasons to choose the PlayStation 5 above everything else. A wise man once said, "Without good software, hardware is just a box." And with PlayStation 5, this is just facts. No one can deny that the best AAA and blockbuster games have been produced exclusively for PlayStation over the past few years, and this still holds true today. Industry giants like God of War and The Last of Us can only be played on PlayStation. The same holds true for classic franchises like Gran Turismo, Uncharted, or even some more recent hits like Horizon, Death Stranding, and Ghost of Tsushima. Oh, and let's not forget that Spider-Man games are only available on PlayStation. And it's also confirmed that X-Men's new Wolverine game will be available only on Sony's home console. The list of spectacular and critically acclaimed games just goes on, with even more ambitious titles coming up in the future. And yes, we know some of these can also be played on PC, but remember that a decent gaming PC will cost you from $1,000 to $2,000 just to have a performance similar to a PS5. It's also fair to say that Nintendo has an amazing exclusives catalog, but those tend to be more family-oriented experiences instead of the more mature and ambitious PlayStation games. And Xbox, while right now they're doing great with games like Halo Infinite and the Forza Horizon series, there's just so much catching up to do with Sony. So if the main goal of a gaming console is to play games, let's just say that PlayStation 5 offers big blockbuster mature experiences like no other platform in the market. And that's precisely the #1 reason that you should have to buy a PlayStation 5 over any other console or gaming PC in the market.
Super players.